Hi! Oh, who is this guy? A Twitch streamer? What am I doing streaming? Can you say hello to Instagram, please? That would be very nice of you. You would be so kind. Oh, hello, chat. Chat, I've missed streaming so much the last few days, and I almost slept through today's stream. I woke up 33 minutes ago, and I just got the sudden urge that I had to stream, and it was true. Thank you for the 15 months, Martin Holland. Thank you so much. And Austin, thank you for the gifted sub. And Austin, thank you for the sub. Chat. Yo. Yo. Yo, 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 yo. Chat. Are you guys well? Are you well? Are you guys doing good? No! I'm sorry. The year 6 stats must be really hard for you. I'm fab. I'm lush, Middleton. I'm awesome. I came out as lesbian. Shout out to lesbians. Maya, thank you for the 6 months. Welcome back. Oh, on that topic, I wanted to say, pretty sorry for my reply to AIMSy. I realized it seemed a little, the word's not ignorant, not in poor taste. I made a reply, and I didn't realize that AIMSy's tweet was about, about Lesbian Visibility Week, and I was just replying, calling trans people awesome, and I was like, I realized that I'm like taking away from it. So my bad. You know, I apologize for it before, but I wanted to tell you guys, because I'm sure you guys know that it's not, you know, I think apologies, they're so much easier when you're in front of the camera, because you can kind of tell what the person is saying. But yeah, my bad. Genuinely. I came out to my dad as bi-gender. Put it there. I figured it wasn't malicious. Nah, honestly, I was, this is so embarrassing. The amount of times that I've done this, and it's like almost gotten me in trouble. I was sitting in lesson, I think, or I was doing something where I couldn't check my phone. And I saw the tweet from AIMSy, and I was like, oh my god. And I looked down, and I just wrote the first thing that came to my head, because I was like, here comes the MaxGG's like farm. And I replied to it, and then like I came back like 10 minutes later, and I was like, oh. This is not what I meant. Whoops. And I did that once, chat. I once replied to an MCC tweet with like my first witty reply that I could think of, and it started drama between me and another content creator because they got butthurt because they thought that I stole their tweet, and they like unfollowed me and stuff. Which was funny. I thought that was funny. Oh, I forgot to tweet my little tweet on Twitter. Whoopsies. Who? I can't tell you who. I can't. I'm not going to. Guys, one in chat if I'm a good guy and I stay out of drama. I'm a good guy. Okay, Chad, do you want to see the tweet? Fine, because I'll show you. It doesn't matter anymore. It was ages ago. So, it was International Women's Day. No, he hasn't. Oh. It was International Women's Day, and I wanted to make a funny tweet. And so I tweeted this, and then John A replied to me, and he was like, "Kill yourself. We're not friends anymore." And I was like, "What did Burger King do, dog? Like, I don't get it, man." It wasn't that. I promise. It might have been. Isabella, thank you for the 6 months. Welcome back. What the fuck did Burger King do? Anyway, chat. Why don't I start you off from the beginning? Last time I streamed, what did I stream? I played, Emily is Away, right? And my title was Quitting Being Gay. That was my title. If anyone remembers that, a couple of days, just under 3 days ago. That was my title. And I was like, guys, you know, one in chat if you believe that's a good title. You believe, yeah, I would click that. That's good. Like it might be a little bit on the line, but it's, you know, it's one of those titles that, like, you can't miss the stream if you see that shit. And I, you know, went on with my day, ended the stream, woke up, went to school, you know, and I'm sitting there, studying, and I'm studying and studying, and, you know, can I get some Drakes in chat? I'm a great guy, full of working and not getting distracted in school, and someone walks up to me, who I know quite well, but, I don't know if they know about me, and, he walks up to me, and the first thing he says was, "Did you see Elon Musk's alt Twitter account?" And I went, "Yeah, it's pretty weird." And I'm like, that's weird because I mentioned that on stream, but it doesn't matter. You know, a lot of people must have seen Elon Musk's alt account. And then he goes, "And why did you title your stream Quitting Being Gay?" And I was like, what? No, I wouldn't. Listen, my bad, okay? I'm not trivializing being gay. Nor did I quit being gay. Promise you. Not yet. But it was kind of a little bit like, wow. Because I didn't think that... I don't think anyone knew. Guys, I thought I was a pretty, you know, one in chat if you think I can pass. If you think I pass as someone who doesn't kiss boys. Okay. Well. Thanks, guys. And after that, tremendous conversation that I had to go home. And I had something very scary happen to me. Very scary. This is incredibly scary. You guys will look at type D: when I tell you. For the first time in over a year, I felt stage fright. Which is not something that happens to me anymore. Because obviously, I've done it all on stream. I did a 3-hour... Sorry. There was a 3-hour bit on my channel where I acted like something that wasn't going to happen was going to happen. And embarrassed myself. You know, like I've done it all. But I was sitting in my room, and I realised, oh, today's the day I have to do my first ever Tommyinnit recording. And I got scared. I was like, I don't want to mess up being funny in front of everyone who I think is so much cooler and better than me. You know, this is the thing with me, chat. I don't get scared to tell jokes on stream. I don't really honestly give a fuck. But what I do care about is I care about other people that I think are very funny. And the person that I got scared of not impressing in the middle of my act, which is a little bit embarrassing to say, was Charlie Slimesicle. He was in the recording, and I got really scared because I was like, I can't fuck it up now. Like, he's like the funniest one. And we're in the middle of the recording, and guys, it starts off a little slow, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I was a little bit bored. You know, am I a bad guy for that? I might be. I might be a bad guy for being a little bit bored at the start. And I was like trying to make a joke of something that was going on in the recording to only the editor. And I pressed my mute button, and I looked at the camera and I went, watch this. They're going to say bullshit and cum or something like really stupid. Like, I thought the joke was not gonna land, and so I was kind of mocking it because I'll give Snickcrap a good laugh when he edits this. Guys, I might have pressed the wrong mute button, and instead of muting my Discord, I muted my OBS, and in front of a completely silent call, I went, he's gonna say bullshit and cum or something, and then I got the stern warning from Tommyinnit that said, guys, if you could like not speak out of turn when it's not your go. I was like, oh, okay, whoops. And so for the rest of the recording, until it was my turn, I basically said nothing. Because I was scared that I just ruined CG5's bit. And now, oh, I just closed all my music. And now I'm not going to be allowed ever again into any recording ever. Being told off by Tommyinnit must have been so embarrassing. No, it wasn't embarrassing. But what was embarrassing is that there were people there that I didn't know. And they must have thought, MaxGGs, this pretentious 12-year-old bastard who looks like Tubbo must think he's the shit. And starts making fun of other people's jokes. I promise you I wasn't. I promise you I wasn't. But my time to make my joke came around. And I found out, sorry for the voice crack, I've been recording a lot the last few days, which you'll hear about. I found out my invention got put last because the guy who mods the Tommyinnit videos thinks that my one was the funniest. Which isn't at all something to live up to. Like, it isn't at all some scary standard that I have to meet. Guys, that's not scary at all. That's not scary at all that I'm going in front of these people that have hundreds of thousands of followers more than me, are so much funnier, more popular, rich, interesting. Their full-time job is to be a loser on the internet, and I have to go up and be the funniest one out of all of them. And I'm sure you guys remember, my joke was about Tommyinnit not having sex. And I went up there. And I made my first joke. I had 3 jokes lined up, right? The pre-invention, the invention, and the closer. First joke I tell, everyone finds it funny. Everyone in the VC's laughing. I'm like, oh my god. Here we go. And you know, when you start laughing at my jokes, I get fueled an unimaginable fire where I'm like, I can't stop speaking. And I go to say my invention, and I chuckled a bit before I said it, because obviously it was making fun of Tom, and I didn't know that the whole point was to win the video. And I was like, oh, Tom, you won't like this one. And I gave it a second to air out that sentence. And Tom ruined my joke delivery. And he goes, well, spit it out then. You fucking bastard! The joke was funny, and you have completely demoralized it and taken all away from it because you've ruined my second of suspense. And I was like, oh my god, they don't find my sex joke funny. But it's okay, because I'll recoup it with my final joke. And as I deliver my final joke, Slimesicle talks over me. And nobody hears it, and it was the funniest one out of the three. It was meant to be my going out with a bang, and nobody heard it, and they went on to instead throw bombs at each other in the game or something. But it's okay, because my first joke was chill. It was good, chat. You know, can we get some Drakes and chat? I still lived up to my act being funny. So it was okay. It's okay, guys. And it's only my first ever record. And maybe by the 100th one, maybe they will find me funny. And I was like, okay. It's chill. I'll just go on with my day. They're definitely going to cut that part out of the video. I promise you they probably won't cut my part out of the video, because my opening joke, which, when I tell you it out of context, is going to be like, you are disgusting, and how dare you make a joke about this. But it was, guys, it was on theme in the video, okay? My joke was about prolapsing an arsehole. Which just, trust me, it works. One in chat if you trust me. That's like an average Harry joke. No. This is not like when Quabby joins the call and goes, Johnny, do you want to see my twink hole? He did that 40 times as we played Bed Wars yesterday. He would not stop saying that. But anyways, I finished this recording, and I'm like, you know, there are bigger fish to fry, like going to school. And I don't know if you guys watched the MaxGGsVODS stream that happened a few days ago, but me going to school had a trivial problem with my plan. This trivial problem being, I was supposed to go to Brighton at 1:30. But my school day ends at 3, and I don't know if I'm going to be let out properly. That was my trivial problem. That was my big issue. And I make it to school. Call in sick. No. I couldn't call in sick because I'd made the stupid mistake of emailing the sixth form coordinator, asking her if she can free up the last lesson of the day so I can take it off, because I pre-planned things after school that I was meant to be going to, and on a normal day I was already going to be able to do it, but because it was a national teacher strike day, they were going to change my timetable, but I need to get off school because I need to go to Brighton. So I went At 9 in the morning sharp, I went to the sixth form coordinator's office. And I begged her. And I was like, please let me leave. Please. Please. I have something really important I need to go to after school. Please let me. I really need to leave. And she was like, I don't understand. Like, why do you need to leave? And I couldn't fess up to her that the reason that I was leaving is because I was going to Brighton to record with Tom. So I was like, oh, it's like really personal to me, so like I just don't really want to talk about it, but I do need to leave. And I sent an email before. And by 9:05, I got a permission slip to leave. They let me leave the school at 1:20. And so I get through my school day, and I finish it up, and I leave. And now it's time for MaxGGs to go to Brighton. Yippee! Yay! I make it to Victoria Station, which is like one of the biggest stations in London. And it's the way that most people get to Brighton. And I get to Victoria Station. And guys, without pointing any fingers or telling any names, I watched the greatest wildfire happen on Twitter in front of me whilst waiting for my train. It was fucking insane. I sat there, and it was like watching the Trojans walk out of the horse. It was the most disastrous day I've ever, it was fucking unreal. And I sat there, and I was like, this is proper entertaining for me. Like, I've actually had like this is like really gonna, you know, it's the perfect popcorn whilst I wait for my train. And I finish up, you know, reading this thing that is longer than the maximum amount of characters that you're supposed to write for a uni application in the UK. And I get on the train, right? I get on the train. And the whole idea, chat, was that the intro to my video where I went, guys, I'm gonna steal from Tommyinnit, was meant to be recorded on the train. Think Bilzo Goes to Tubbo's House vlog, where he did that whole bit on the train where he like did a travel montage. I was gonna do something similar to that, right, chat? But I didn't, because I got nervous. And this is the epitomal problem with my day yesterday, is that I got nervous and I didn't record on the train. Because I didn't want the 8-year-old that was sitting next to me to realise that I was talking about Tommyinnit and then start hawking me like a fucking vulture, asking me whether or not I'm friends with Tubbo, you know? And so I sat there in silence, and I looked at my phone, and I watched people, you know, on an unnamed social media platform give their takes about an unnamed situation, and I was sitting there and I was reading them, and I was like, you know, lol. Obviously, the MaxGGs PR team, if you'd like to consult with them, this is my manager's at. The MaxGGs PR team told me that I am not allowed to speak on this topic. So guys, I remain a neutral party. No matter the opinions that I might have displayed in the past, I cannot give you any opinions currently, as I fear for my life. I'm scared that if I say that I like a certain server, they are going to shot me. I'm scared to say that if I say that I like Juana Felipa, they're going to kill me at the stake in the centre of London. So, I will not be speaking any more on this topic, no matter the opinions that you think I have.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I make it to Brighton, and I think this is perfect. I'm going to quickly record and then go to Tommyinnit's office. Tommyinnit and I. This guy is such a... Who the fuck does he think he is? He scheduled with me that I was only allowed to record with him for 10 minutes. Between 4 and 10 past 4. Who the fuck do you think you are? 13 million subscribers does something unimaginable to a person. You know? Unimaginable. And I make it there at 3:30, and I'm like, chat, I need to run through Brighton to make it to his office on time. If not, I'm gonna miss the chance to record. So instead of recording my intro, which, chat, you have to remember, I didn't record my intro, okay? Instead of recording my intro, I went to Tom's office to record the second segment. As I walked there, it starts lightly drizzling. A little bit of rain. But I'm like, that's okay. It will clear up by the time we're done recording. Because I thought that he was kind of pulling my leg with the 10-minute time. And, you know, we were going to get a little bit longer to hang out. I make it to Tommyinnit's office. And the first person that I am greeted by is an Amazon driver. And he looks at me, frantic, has no idea what the fuck is going on, shows me a package and goes, do you know if this house is here? Do you know if this flat is here? And I looked at him, and I had no fucking idea. And I went, yeah! I was like, yeah, it is. I think you just need to ring one of the bells. Because I was like, what the fuck do I say? Now, thankfully, I did say it right, and it was indeed in the building. And I was like, and this guy delivers this package to this lady. And the second that she closes the big front door to the offices, I instantly ring the doorbell for Tom's office. And she turns around and opens the door, and she looks at me like I'm fucking insane. And she goes, why didn't you just walk in when I opened the door? And I got really scared. And I was like, well, I got really scared that you thought you were going to think that I was breaking and entering into the offices. So I decided to wait my turn. And she looks at me and she goes, okay. And I was like, alright. No need for the sass. And I thought I met an... well, no. Firstly, I start walking up the stairs, and I hear someone walking down the stairs. And I was ready to hear someone go, hello? And I was like, oh, it's Tom, and he's gonna bring me to his office, and it's all class, and, you know, day made. I'm looking down at my phone as I hear these footsteps, and I look up, and I'm met by another lady. And I'm like, hello? And she looks at me and she goes, who are you? And I was like, I'm getting kicked out. They're going to kick me out of the office because I'm not authorized to be there or something. And I got really nervous. I'm quite an outspoken and confident person. I looked at her and I went, I'm friends with Tom. I'm friends with Tom. If you know Tom, he's in one of the offices. She looks at me and she goes, okay. And for some reason, she had a key to Tom's office. And she walks with me to Tom's office. And she goes, you know, the only reason that I got confused... And when I tell you who this person is, you are going to lose your fucking mind at what they just told me. They said, the only reason I got confused, I thought you looked a bit like Tubbo. And I was like, yeah, that's what they all say. Max looks like Tubbo. And, did she actually say that? Yes, because I'm about to tell you who she is. And, oh my god, have I made the worst impression of my life. I walk in to, it's to her landlord, it's his landlord. No, it is so much worse than his landlord. I walk in to Tom's office, and the first three people I recognize are, in front of me, are sitting Tom, his dad, and Jack Manifold. And I turn in, and there is a whiteboard, Bad Linu, and a comedian. And Tom's dad turns to me and he looks at me and he goes, what the fuck? And then Tom turns to me and he goes, oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I've just scheduled our recording in the middle of my meeting for my tour. The person that opened the door for me was Tommyinnit's manager! And I was like, okay, so now Tommyinnit's manager thinks I'm Tubbo, and I've just walked into his fucking meeting, burst into it, and went, let's record, Tom. Jack Manifold looks at me like he wants me to be his next boxing opponent. This guy has not had it. He's had enough with me. He gives me this death stare. I'm like, okay. And I go, oh, it's okay, guys. I'll just wait until the meeting ends. And one of them looks at me, and I don't remember who, and they go, no, you can't wait. The meeting has 2 more hours to it. And I was like, are you having me on? It's fucking drenching with rain. I'm dripping with water. And there are 2 more hours on this meeting until my recording. And then Tom stands up and he goes, guys, I'm going to put a pause on the meeting for 10 minutes. Max and I are going to go and record something. And I was like, can we get some jokes in chat? I'm saved. I'm actually saved. I'm getting my recording done. And, but I didn't realize that Tom had something planned for us to record. When I was going to steal his credit card, he wanted me to crawl into his office. And who better to watch me do that than the entire of the Tommyinnit Annoying at First show staff watching me do takes of me crawling on the floor on all fours. And we record the first few takes. And then Tom's dad leaves and he goes, I'm going to take a break to go to the Tesco. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, thank fucking God. I have one less eye on me. And Jack, Freddy, and And Tom's manager just watched me, like, they sit there patiently watching me do takes of our video. And they watch me lie on the floor whilst we take thumbnail pictures. And then they watch me take the most embarrassing take, which was I had to act like I was running away from Tom and I was scared because I was stealing his wallet. And I sprinted across his office and they all were sitting there in complete silence. I turn around after the take and they were just looking at me. And I was like, this is really embarrassing. Like, this is actually really embarrassing. Like, this is not... Guys, I recorded, like, the footage is, like, no more than 5 minutes, okay? Like, this is not... But this is, like, the most embarrassing 5 minutes of my life. Mooley, thank you for the 1 month. Whoops. What's this video? For my channel. And it was raining out, chat, remember? And I went into Tom's office and I told them, you guys can go back to your meeting. Thank you for the takes. And I hugged Tom and I went, Tom, can I please just sit in your office for a minute? I need to set up a lav mic. And, you know, chat, the ones that I used for the stream a few days ago, I needed it for a video. Because that's what they're meant for. They're meant for recording out in public. And so I needed to shoot my intro because I didn't shoot it on the train. So I was like, okay, I'll record it in public. So I set up this lav mic. And as, guys, something you have to learn about me is that I am a man who, when is given work, I need to finish it. So I'm getting through this task of setting up these lav mics. And Tom is, like, standing over me. And I look up and I'm like, Tom, what? And he goes, dude, are you not gonna, like, give me a hug or something? And I was like, oh, sorry. And I, like, awkwardly hold a lav mic to my chest as I, like, put an arm around and, like, give him a hug. And I was like, thank you so much, man, for recording. And he goes, of course. I got you a gift, by the way. And he gave me, I am now the first person in the world to own the new Tommyinnit merch. Which was nice. He gave it to me. It's very nice, very cute. And it will help me soon with my, you know, rain situation. And I leave Tom's office, and I thank everyone, and they all laughed at me, because I got really sorry, and I started getting really apologetic, and I was like, sorry for interrupting, guys, thank you, and they started laughing at me, and I was like, why are you laughing at me? This is so embarrassing. And I leave to go downstairs, and I think the epitome of embarrassment happens to me. I have both of my AirPods in, blasting music, as I'm trying to sort out my kit to go and record. And I open the big front door to the offices. And I'm greeted, no more than 30 centimeters from me, is Tom's dad. And he said something to me, like a reason why he couldn't get into the office for a second. And I didn't hear him. And I pulled out one of my AirPods. And I went, yeah. Bye. And I just laughed. I don't even know if I said the right thing. I don't even know. Oh, I just know that, like, when you don't hear someone, like, you're just meant to agree. So I agreed and I left. I take 2 steps out of this building. It is raining so badly. It is so bad outside. Okay. And I think, chat, when you go to Brighton, what is the one thing that you do? You go to the beach. I'm going to go to the beach, record something quickly, and then hip hop and skip home. To make sure that I don't get my equipment too wet. The thing is, I went to the beach, and I might as well have been in a fucking David Attenborough documentary. It was like living in a tsunami. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, every second my face is getting slashed by rain, and I'm like, okay, I can't record out in the rain because I don't want my equipment to get, like, really wet. And chat, if you think that situation where I walked into Tom's office was bad, what I'm about to tell you is so much worse. It is so much worse. I walk down Brighton Beach. Now, actually, let me see if I can find a picture of this. So I can properly show you what I'm talking about, yeah? Brighton Pier is there. Let me open up the satellite image. Here. Perfect. Here. No, fuck. Is it this? I don't... Sorry, chat. I'm trying to find... because this is a weird place that I'm going to tell you about. Okay, here. I found it. At this point, I'm like, I've walked so far up this beach from where Tom is to try and find somewhere to record. And the place I find looks, it looks like this, chat. And you can't really tell what this is, but it's a little bit like a gazebo, I guess. It's like you know, it's like it has like a walkway here, and it's elevated off the ground, and it has a seafront view, and it just has poles which are holding up like a little roof. Okay, chat? But everything else going inside of it is open. Right? Maybe you've ever been here. I don't fucking know. If it gives you peace of mind, this is kind of where someone would get married on the beachfront. Okay? People get married in these sorts of areas where, like, you get proposed to, because it's sheltered, but it's right in front of, you know, the beach. And I'm like, perfect. I'm going to record here, and I'll only be a little bit, and that's it, you know? Chat? I start recording, and I record handheld for the first one, and I'm gonna be honest, the shot looked a bit lopsided. I mean, I'm not a vlogger, so it wasn't right, you know? What I was recording wasn't, it didn't look great. So I thought, instead of me holding it, I'm going to put all my effort into self-expression, and I'm going to prop it up somewhere. A little bit like a Ryan Trahan video, if you've ever seen that. He props it up in his camera in different places, so he can go hands-free when he's talking. And I was trying to do that. I was trying to have my little vlogger moment. The problem was, there was nowhere to put my camera up, chat. Nowhere. Because imagine that this is a gazebo with 8 poles and nothing else. There is nothing else here. There is no table. There is nothing. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, the first thing that I think of is maybe I will put the camera close to the floor. It looks shit. It looks like I'm crotch camming the camera. So I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I need to find a way to make a tripod. Okay? I need to make a tripod. This is my newest task. And I'd come straight from school, right? And so I thought, I'll strap my bag to one of the poles. Can I get some 5 heads in chat? That is, I think, a pretty smart idea. I take my bag off, I strap it to the pole, and it slides completely down. Because firstly, the knot was pretty shit, and secondly, there was too much stuff in my bag. So, you know, as a inventive, you know, student who, you know, I take mechanics, I know how objects work, I thought to stop things from sliding down because of their weight, you have to remove stuff out of the bag, you know? Can I get some Drakes in chat? An insane revelation. Fucking insane. Unbelievable. Wow. Crazy. If you want something to not fall, you need to remove the weight out of it. It's the same reason that helium goes up. And so I removed stuff out of my school bag. And you know, I'm not really paying attention. I'm putting stuff on the floor. I put on the floor my pair of school shoes, my school trousers, my maths book, my business book, and like my water bottle. That's what I put on the floor to remove weight. Okay? And I come up with the perfect solution to my tripod problem. This is what my tripod looked like. It is a bag with a shoe on it. Which you might think, MaxGGs, what the fuck is wrong with you? But modern problems require modern solutions. And I couldn't leave my equipment in the rain, so obviously I had to do this. And I'm sitting there doing takes for my intro because I'm not sure what I want to say. And I get a very, very sudden and very, very strange interruption to what I was saying. You know, I was trying to record my takes, but I didn't. Sorry, chat. Something I'm trying to say what I'm saying, but I also like there's something wrong with one of the apps on my PC, and I'm scared that it's about to crash my stream. I'm gonna be honest with you. Please put any thoughts that you had on hold whilst I really badly need to fix this before it complete. Oh, there it is. Okay, chat. Can we get some Drakes to chat? I fixed it. I'm sitting there, and someone walks into the frame behind me whilst I'm recording. And I'm like, oh, well, that's a shame. And I turn around to them. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck do I say? I watch this guy pick up the phone. And obviously, I'm not going to interrupt his phone call. But in the middle of his phone call, he lights a blunt in front of me. Which is no problem to me. I don't care if you smoke weed. I don't give a fuck. The problem is, smoking a blunt is quite a semi-permanent objective. You know, you stand there and you smoke it for a while. I didn't have a fucking while. And so I walk up to him after he puts down the phone and I go, hey, I know this is really weird. Trust me, it's weird for me as well. But I'm recording something. Is it okay if you just stand out of frame over there? And it still was covered by the rain. So it was okay. And he looks at me and he goes, sure. And I'm like, you know, can we get some Drakes? Problem solved. This guy is sitting there, you know, smoking, whatever. And he's watching me just do these takes. And I finally get the right take. And he speaks in the middle of it. And I obviously don't get angry. Because I can't get angry. I mean, I'm in a public area. So it's whatever. And he speaks to me and he goes, so, like, what are you recording for? And I wasn't going to lie to him. I had a lav mic that was £300 in my hand. And I said, I'm recording the intro to one of my YouTube videos. And he goes, oh, YouTube, how many subscribers do you have? And I was like, oh, you know, only 20,000-ish. And he goes, oh, that's cool. And I was like, this is a strike to my ego. So I was like, but I do have 80,000 on Twitch, if you know what that is. And he goes, oh, yeah, I know Twitch. And I was like, okay. So I've solidified myself I'm a somebody to this guy, you know? I'm a somebody. Hopefully he lets me record my final take. I record my final take, and chat, after you do a good take, you go, that was the one. Or you go like, yes, like, finally. You know, because, you know, I finally finished what I was doing. And I go, finally. And he looks at me. And he goes, that was awesome. And I was like, thank you. I really appreciate it. Like, seriously, thank you. And he starts asking me these questions. He goes, so what is the video that you're recording? And I went, oh, I gave my Twitch chat $1,000 to spend on Amazon. And he looks at me and he goes, what? And I was like, dude, trust me, it's a weird concept to me as well, okay? But I wanted a storyline, so I made this joke that I was stealing someone's credit card. And he goes, that's really smart, man. And he fist bumps me, and he walks away. And I'm like, aw, what a nice interaction. You know, he gets walking up the beach. He's done smoking weed, like it's whatever to him. And I'm like, that is so sweet. Thank you, guy. Thank you so much for having a nice little interaction with me. Now, guys, there is a very important thing that I told you earlier that I sprinkled in the conversation to make sure that you knew what I was talking about, but I didn't pick up on it until now. Chat. I had dumped my entire school bag on the floor. 6 months of A-level work is completely drenched in water on the floor next to my lav mics. They're not wet because they're covered by my school trousers, but my maths book is completely drenched. And I picked these up, and I'm like, fuck, like, I've actually ruined them. And I got really scared, and I, like, started shaking them to get some of the water out, and then I just put them into my bag. I step out of this gazebo or whatever, and the rain that I experienced when I left Tom's office, it is 5 or 6 times worse than it was. It is so bad. Okay? And I'm like, I need to find shelter. I need somewhere to sit down. So I went to a restaurant I really like in the center of Brighton. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and eat. And I go there, I go there and I eat, and it's like whatever. And then I realized that all of my clothing is dripping with water, like so badly. And the only way I could compare this to Jude was was when you walk into in Fortnite Season 7, you could walk into a telephone box and it would change your skin. And that is the exact thing that I did. For 5 minutes, I stood in that fucking bathroom and I completely changed outfit. Like it was like my mum had packed me a second outfit. And I walk out of the bathroom after taking unnecessarily long, and I definitely turned some heads in the restaurant. They looked at me and they were like, why is this kid, like this, he's not even wearing anything. I'm not wearing anything that I was wearing before I walked in there. And I go to leave Brighton and I'm like, okay, can this get any worse? There is one more bad thing. I go to the train station because I want to go home. Like any reasonable person who's been working at schoolwork and at my actual job for over 13 hours, I want to go home and I want to leave. And I find myself... Now, how the fuck does this happen? I have no idea. I accidentally get registered in the middle of a school trip. Because I walk into a school trip trying to pass them, and I'm wearing a school bag and a hoodie, and I'm drenched in water as well. And they point at me and they go, he's in. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? But instead of being like, okay, I'm not part of your school trip, but I'm going to tell you. I got really scared. I ran away. I ran away to the train station. Because I didn't want to get put under their wing or something. And so I ran away. Max, I love your streams. Could you please say happy birthday to me? Listen, Boo Wilson, I'm so happy that it is your birthday. But I need to tell you something. Now, riddle me this one, Boo Wilson. Why was it also your birthday on the 24th of April? Why was it... like a... I don't... Listen, I'm really happy that it's your birthday, and I really appreciate you watching my content, but... I mean, your birthday is gone. It's gone. I went home, and chat, that was basically the end of my day. And I also forgot to tell you that I need to leave soon, because Jude and I are going to watch a comedian set in Soho. So, I need to go. I need to leave. I'm going out in a minute. But I just thought I'd leave you with one last thing. This post is going to get a tiny bit personal, so if you are not in the mood to get upset, it's best not to read it. John A is straight. I am straight. Yeah, and I willingly watch John A. 13 likes. What's with the hate? You know? Why is he scouring our indirects to find hate tweets about us? But yeah, that was that, chat. What is your opinion on drama? Now, I know this sounds really insane, but the only way that I can... Apparently there was drama on Twitter, and the only way I can get into my Twitter account is if I have a USB key with my Twitter password on it every time that I want to log in, because I'm trying to constrict the amount of time that I'm using on Twitter. And And I know this sounds crazy, but someone pickpocketed me and only stole the USB key and then ate it in front of me. And I know that sounds unreal, but they started eating the USB key, and apparently there's this drama on Twitter, but I haven't seen it. So I can't give you any opinion because currently I'm unable to get into my Twitter account because of unforeseen circumstances. And I know it sounds like a ruse to not comment on any drama, but I promise you it's real. Anyways, chat. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm sorry that today's stream was short, but I can't stream for very long because I need to go and watch this comedy set with Jude. I'll be live tomorrow. I think tomorrow's MCC, so I'll probably be live earlier. Doing something fun. I'll be up to something fun, chat. You know, like usual. I'm always doing something funsies. Guys, I'm not going to raid anyone, but if you missed it, I posted a YouTube video yesterday, which I think is pretty good. So I'm urging you to go and watch that, chat. I hope the stream was to your liking. I'm sorry if I seemed a little bit out of it. I just woke up before I went live. But yeah, chat, it was it's been really awesome streaming today. I had a bunch of fun, and honestly, I was really excited to stream, so I'm happy that I didn't miss it. But you know, chat, here's me being a vlogger. Chat, yeah, I am a vlogger. I am a vlogger, and I am like Ryan Trahan. Yeah, I'm gonna be posting a new video soon. I'm gonna be opening the packages on the 7th of May. I have received my Germa blankets today, which was nice. But yeah, chat, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Once again, go and watch the YouTube video. I'm just gonna be sending you to it. If you've already watched it, watch it again, man. Thank you guys so much. I'll be live tomorrow, probably at 4 PM UK time, as a means of dodging MCC. Have an amazing one, chat. Good night.